too late now. My days are hours and I don't know how, but I believe the great is still yet to come. I won't stop fighting, man, until I'm done. Good morning and welcome to the 64th and a half Breakfast Ball. I'm your host, Bob Cardia, and to my left, not the dashing Richie Stoltz, but Harry Matlack. So before I even start anything, folks, the 64th and a half, because we just got done the 20-minute broadcast, only to find out the audio did not work. So we're redoing this. You know, that's live TV is always fun that way. But
round two.
Round two. So Harry to my left is a sonographer. Again, not a stenographer.
Yes,
He's not recording this for court. Okay, he's a stenographer with Children's Hospital. He's also a regarded public speaker on the topic. Travels the country and giving workshops on pediatric sonography. Right?
Yes, very specific pediatric ultrasound exams. So yeah.
A musician, which I am an aspiring musician, and also a student of the South Jersey Golf Schools, because when he gets rich and famous from playing golf, when he leaves stenography, I get 10%, right?
Always 10% for Bob.
Thank you. All right, so today's topic is a winning mentality, and Harry's branching off into some different business ventures that we're going to talk about. It works specifically in golf, like having Jamie Slonis, Adam Bracey, Billy McGinnis, Richie Stoltz, highly regarded golfers. We can tell you that small victories are very important. But in order to even get there, we're going to go with something that Harry sent me not too long ago. He sent me this quote, and we're going to call it the quote of the day. Playing is sometimes more important than winning. So we're going to change up from the first time. What does that mean to you?
So I love this quote. I feel like it helps you really focus on your mindset when approaching something new. Just getting started and getting involved is often more important than being the best at it, because it helps you grow, it helps you learn along the way, helps you conquer that fear that keeps you from trying something new. Sort of referencing, it's a little bit different than how you've said it before. Another quote was, oh no, I'm drawing a blank now on that quote. So sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, basically the whole idea
is... The beauty of live
TV. Yeah, exactly. Killing me here. But just getting involved is the best thing for me, getting started in a certain direction. Because once you get moving, that's the quote.
Yes.
Imperfect action is better than no action at all.
Correct, yes.
So just being able to get started and moving is more important.
I agree.
Than anything else. Like you just don't want to sit there and be frozen. So
no, I get it. And Les Brown said it first, and Denzel Washington put it in a speech also. But it's a little bit morbid, but it's really impactful. Is imagine you're lying when you're 99 years old on your deathbed, and all the visions of things that you ever wanted to accomplish in your life are standing around you, saying hey, I wanted to do this. And you could have brought this to life, but you never did it. And the ideas die with you. That's what they said, the wealthiest men are in the graveyard, right? That's the, I know a musician, aspiring musician, like I'm doing open mic night coming up, and I've never performed in front of an audience before. It scares the living Jesus out of me. But I won't do it. You know what? Because that's, as Harry knows, that's what I do.
Yep.
All right, well, let's talk about this. One of the areas, well, actually, let's back up for a second, all right? Because I did want to talk about the definition of the word but.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
I saw this years ago, and I love it in terms of, for you out there, the definition of the word but. But was invented by the cavemen a few million years ago to justify inaction. I would work out more, but I don't have the time. I would read more, but books are expensive. I would eat better, but, I have to go to the grocery store. The word but stinks, folks, okay? And that's probably...
It's a good pun. I like
it. Yeah. So what we're saying is if you have something you want to do in this world, go do it, which leads us to where he and I, and where, I'm like, Harry, you'd be a great podcast guest because right now I am in the initial phases of launching a subscription service for golf instruction. because so many people told us that, like, boy, you guys are great. Why don't you do something like this? I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm kind of muddling around on it. But I bumped into Harry, and Harry's actually doing it. He has a website right now, and he has a emerging business doing this. So tell us how you got to this. What you're doing, and you plug
Sure.
yourself. Give
Yeah,
yourself.
of course. I love the shameless plug. So, again, my specialty is pediatric ultrasound. I work at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and I've found over the past couple years that expertise is in demand across the country for this specialty. A lot of hospitals deal with patients and children so infrequently, children specifically so infrequently, that when they have this exam come up, they don't really know what to do. They don't know what to expect to see because they're used to working with adults. So my goal here is to use my experience to be able to go and travel and educate people in different hospitals for those times that they need to do these special exams. And on the subscription base, I'm developing a website which is up and live now, pediatricultrasoundtraining.com, where it will act as a resource and have an online virtual library where different hospitals and schools can subscribe and have access to these trainings. So when this situation does come up, it's there for them and they have a resource they can fall back on quickly. And again, the subscription idea isn't an original idea, but it's something that works and is very effective when you find your niche. Like, for me, this is my specialty. This is my niche. It's what I'm good at. For Bob, obviously, it's hair products. No, I mean,
yes.
golf, I'm sorry. It's
Obviously.
golf. Yeah.
It ain't easy to look at this good, folks.
And once you find that niche, if you can apply this, it becomes such an incredible resource to the people out there who need it. So,
I love it. And we talked about this earlier too. Skill development, which in golf is huge because it's a slow-moving, incremental thing. And you work with people on skill development, but along those lines, in golf life and in what he does, character development. Like, you're now like, what I do gives people hopefully a brighter perspective and more knowledge and more skills, and they grow on it. But yours, like, I mean, he's like, it's not an original idea. Yeah, it's a niche though, folks. Like, what Harry does, like, can save lives, and like, to that, like, with the people you're teaching to, like, that is just so impactful. Like, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love the idea of finding your own niche. Like, obviously, this is a mentality podcast and this is a golf podcast, but seeing the different people that Bob's talked to and encouraging people to find their area, find your group of people, find your niche, like, I think that's an amazing thing, and it really applies.
Yeah, I thank you. That means a lot. I do love that. We talk about improvement and how people view improvement and a winning mentality. I mean, in this sport and anything that you do, small improvement. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to improve. Mm-hmm. And depending how you look at success and failure, winning and losing. That's something that you mentioned before in the notes. Winning isn't always about the score. Winning is about a mentality. The even the loss, and I hate calling it a failure. I tell my guys on my team all the time, we either win or we learn. You don't lose. So, people that have been ultra successful, and people we'll talk about later in the podcast, have failed innumerable times. Like, I was watching Mr. Wonderful, from Shark Tank, and he said, like, how many failures he had before he got to where he got to. It's huge. So, I was talking to Rich. Oh yeah. So I did want your I'm reading my notes, folks. I wanted Harry's opinion on that specific topic. Is you've been, I know you said you used to do SEO and websites, and then you've
failure
gone,
being the topic. Failure is such a motivator and such a growth point. Like, failure isn't necessarily a bad thing. When you fail at something, you learn about yourself and about what you're doing. So I've tried all kinds of different things, side hustles, projects, from sales to website design to SEO, search engine optimization for like small businesses.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah, exactly, right. Oh man, I've done weird pyramid schemes when I was younger, and now each step of the way failed, but it was a learning experience for me, and it led to what I'm doing now. All of that led to me understanding how to design my own website, how to speak to different people, how to get involved in public speaking, how to use my expertise as a scenographer to, build a business around that. And I failed my way to a point where I'm excited to be at, basically.
Good, and I love it. I love it. We were talking earlier too, and I mentioned about people that have been hugely successful in this world, that have failed multiple times. Like I told Milton Hershey earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Milton Hershey went bankrupt twice, and obviously now Hershey chocolate's probably the biggest chocolate brand, or the sweetest place on earth if you've ever been to the theme park. Susan Boyle, how you've seen that video? Everybody's seen that video, right? Yeah. Britain's Got Talent. She did that video, and imagine at that age, because she's in her 60s now. Imagine where you are in the world when you hop on stage in front of thousands of people, always wanting to be a classical singer and never have gotten the chance, and she knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
she's in her 60s now.
Away. It's crazy.
And I talk about Hal Ketchum, who I haven't heard from Hal Ketchum in a long time. He's probably close to 70 now. But in the early 90s, he had a breakthrough, huge country album, around the age of 40, right? Which is almost unheard of. But it's the people that don't give up. It's the people that push forward, keep learning, and that's that's huge, right?
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
So
sort of on that topic, I just want to mention setting your own level of winning, I think, is a cool idea. Mm-hmm. And the super competitive people out there will probably hate that. But for me, I like the idea of you don't have to be the best at something to win at it. I set my expectations of where I want to be and where I want to grow to. I know I'm never going to be a professional golfer. Bob, if there's any chance, Bob could get me there. But that's not my expectation for winning. If I can shoot in the 80s consistently, that's winning for me. When it comes to golf, that's my goal. And that's winning for me.
And you prioritize. Well, what you I'm sure your subscription site or your passion for sonography. That's your big thing.
And
but golf,
there's different parts of life that you have to prioritize. And if I can be more successful in this area, again, that's winning for me. This is the secondary area. And
right.
You set
for
your
now,
goals in each. For now, exactly. Right.
Well. I love it, folks, and I hopefully if you get anything out of this podcast, as we always say, when you're rich and famous, we get 10%. Also, if you're interested in any merch, we have on our website, if South Jersey Golf School merch or big or breakfast ball merch, by all means. Also, if you put "I love you" breakfast ball or "I love the breakfast ball," either one of those two adaptations of, we put you in a drawing to get. A gift card to Starbucks. Last week's winner did not send her address. You won. Please give us your address. We'll send you a gift card, I promise. And then last but not Valari's Lakeside Restaurant. Their deck is starting a tiki bar is opening up, so they put all new canopies out there. It's beautiful. By all means, please come out there. And you know what? I also want to give a quick shout out to my high school players. The kids, the 6 or 7 kids. I teach over 100 lessons a month, but the 6 or 7 kids that I work with consistently, 2-3 times a month, Gabe, presumptive, hopefully number 1 player for his high school team. Luke, who won the Carl Arena last year, probably presumptive number 1 on his team. And then Gabe's younger brother, Brandon, he's probably a starter as a freshman on his high school team. David, guys, I'm very proud of you. And not only am I proud of you as players, I'm proud of your perseverance, your progress, and guess what? Your character. I think that working with people that you respect, both as a player and as a person, is huge.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, guys, this is the Breakfast Ball, the 64th and a half version of this. Subscribe. Yes.
Don't forget.
He's going to have everyone in Children's Hospital subscribe to the Breakfast Ball. It's fantastic. Okay. Keep them straight, folks. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys. Pleasure being here.
Glass of bourbon, my bourbon, my my bourbon heart. Alcohol, because no great story ever started with "I'll have a salad."